Hey friends, it's me, Laura Burns. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here, your jazz hands. Um, so it has been so very long since I've made a YouTube video. I have some cool videos coming up, but I feel like I can't just like dive back in without addressing the fact that it has been a super long time. Um, oh my gosh, so many things have happened. So many things have happened in my life. Oh my God. Um, some kind of awful, some amazing, wonderful things. I've gotten the whole diverse array of things that could happen. So I want to begin. If you watch nothing else in this video, I hope that you have stuck around for the 30 seconds here. Here's what I want to say moving forward. And if you have been around watching my channel for a long time, then you already know that I am a fat person. And I do not believe in intentional weight loss for myself. You get to do whatever you want with your body. But for me, I know that intentional weight loss leads to like a whole host of things that I've experienced many times in my life, and it is not good for me. Um, I I want to share with you what has been going on with me, but I really want to set some guidelines for us together. And this is a very public space, right? YouTube, anybody can watch this. And I have to tell you, I've wanted to start making videos again, and I haven't because I have been nervous about showing up in a body that is different and all of the comments and speculation that can come along with that. I have put off making this video so many times. I wasn't planning on filming this today, but I was just like, let's do it. I'm just going to make this video. So I don't have notes. I don't have an agenda to look at, but I want to let you know what's been going on with me and answer, I think, the questions that most people would have. And then I also, though, want to start with these guidelines, which is and I don't mean for it to sound mean or rude, but I have to have these super firm boundaries in my life or I cannot come back to YouTube. And so I say all of these as like a expression of my personal boundaries that I have to have right now in order to be in community with you. And I really want to be in community with you. I have some fun ideas. I've got cool stuff going on. I have, oh my God, the biggest project of my life coming up that I really want to take you along with me. And we can only do this together if y'all can hear where I am and respect how I want to interact. Okay, I feel very nervous about this video because I'm not trying to offend anyone and I don't want to be rude, but I have to be really firm. Okay, shut up, just get to the point. So, if you've been around, you can see that I look different. My body has changed. It was not intentional on my part. So I just want to start with that. And so, oh my God, I'm like literally like wringing my hands. I feel so nervous. Here are the guidelines that I would love to move forward with in order for us to have like a happy, healthy relationship together on YouTube and to be in community here still. And that is, no matter what your feeling is about what my body looks like and what I'm about to tell you and like what I've been through, I really do not want any comments that discuss the size of my body or my health or speculation, or even if you think it's a compliment, it may not feel like a compliment to me. So I know that we are socialized in our culture to want to compliment the kind of changes that have happened in my body, but it's not a compliment to me. It doesn't feel good and affirming to me. And so if you look at me and you are thinking, oh, you're healthier or you're happier or you're whatever, like positive things, you can't make that assumption because a lot of that isn't necessarily true. Or if it's true, it is in spite of the fact that my body has changed. And so, yeah, if you have questions about this and you're coming from like a true, legitimate place, like genuinely just have a question, you can ask it. I am not guaranteed to answer it if it doesn't feel like a question that I can handle answering, or if it doesn't come off as respectful, I won't answer it. And oh gosh, again, I really don't mean to sound like rude. I just know what I need in order to feel like safe being on YouTube again. So when in doubt, don't comment on my body. If you have any doubt of whether or not I would like that comment or it would feel good to me to get it, please just don't. If you're excited to see me like back on your YouTube screen again and you want to say like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you, I missed your content, or you look happy, or you look whatever, like, cool, that's fine. I love hearing that, like, I brightened your day, or I made you laugh, or you missed my jazz hands, or whatever. I really want you to hear that I'm in a vulnerable place and putting myself back on the internet like this after a long time. And I do recognize that my body has changed a lot. It is hard for me. It feels scary. I've been putting it off, but I don't want to put it off anymore because I'm scared of what might happen. So we'll all take a deep breath together, and I'm gonna get into it. If you do not want to hear about things related to health, or that's going to trigger you in some kind of way, I totally understand. Feel free to skip. And I'm going to make a note. I'm going to try to put a timestamp where I get past the part talking about my health. I'm going to write it down because I have a bad memory. Timestamp for health. Trigger. Okay. Hopefully, if you check the description box, it has the timestamp of where you can skip to. So I'm going to give you this moment now to pause it, to skip ahead. La 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 la. This is your buffer. You don't want to hear it, which I totally understand. I honestly get super triggered by people talking about health. This is your time to skip. I'm wearing my favorite colors today. Look, it's like I knew that I was going to be needing my power color. Okay, so here's the deal. I honestly don't remember the last time I made a video. Maybe it was like when I redid my office, which was a really long time ago, at least over a year, probably 2 years at this point. Here's what has happened in my life in the past like year and a half-ish. In October of last year, or no, October of 2021, I finally, I already knew that it was there, but I finally got diagnosed with diabetes. So yes, I'm fat. Yes, I have diabetes. I have PCOS and it runs in my family. I was always going to get diabetes. And I can hear some people going, well, if you just were thinner or healthier or whatever, you wouldn't have gotten it. You can keep that to yourself. I don't want to be like a bitch about this, but like, I so don't want to hear those kind of comments because it's not helpful. And it's actually not true. I have now learned so much about diabetes, and I was always going to get diabetes, and I didn't get diabetes because I was fat. It runs in my family, and I have PCOS. And what is it? Like 90% of people with PCOS get diabetes by the time they're 40. I turned 40 last year. So it was like, here you go. So yet again, trying to hold my boundaries. I really don't want to hear any comments about me getting diagnosed with diabetes, why that may have happened, or what you think I could do to cure my diabetes. And please, I hope that you hear these boundaries in a respectful way, because I really am saying them in a respectful way. I just, as a person on the internet, I'm so used to like what people say that like I'm just trying to preemptively save us that save me the heartache of having to see that and the energy of having to cull through comments. So like with so much love and respect, like you get to believe what you believe and I get to believe what I believe, and I'm really asking you not to do these things that I'm very politely asking you not to do. Okay, so got diagnosed finally with diabetes. I think that I've been diabetic for a while, but my numbers, and I don't want to say numbers because that can be really triggering for people. So, but like my A1C had never been quite high enough to like officially be diabetic, but then it was. And you know what's interesting that we should talk about sometime, but not today, is the people who have been tracking A1C across like large populations, so more like sociological level studies and not like, small, whatever. When the pandemic hit, across the board, A1Cs went up and they never went down. I've got to find where I got that from, but it's like real science shit. But I think it's so interesting how stress, and God, hasn't this been stressful, how stress can affect our A1Cs, even in people who aren't diabetic, just like across the board, it just went up. Okay. So I got diagnosed and I was put on a medication I'm sure you've heard a lot about, Ozempic. And Ozempic is one of the newer kinds of drugs that's used to treat diabetes. It is, or it has been marketed under a different name for purely weight loss purposes. I was diagnosed it because diabetes. So I didn't want to get on that because it can have really like bad GI side effects, and I already have IBS. But I had a really horrifying doctor's appointment where they were very, very shitty to me. It was like top 3 worst doctor's appointments. I'm like gonna cry thinking about it. It was awful. I was treated so badly that I just ended up like just saying, okay, fine. I had to get out of there, and that was the only way. And but I also was like, I need to treat my diabetes, so I'm going to take this medicine and see how it goes. And it actually wasn't the worst for me GI wise, which was a big surprise. So I was on Ozempic from November through May. And in May, I got off of it because my A1C had dropped to a non-diabetic level. And so I have not been on Ozempic since May of 2022. So I was on from November of 21 to May of 22, which is not that long. That's what, like 5, 6, so 7 months. Yeah, so then from June of 2022 through now, through the present day, which is however many months that is. Today is February 23, I don't know how to talk. February 23rd, 2023. It's too many 2s and 3s. Anyway, however many months that is, I'm not going to calculate it. I've been off of it longer than I was on it. And yeah, and my A1C is still not diabetic range. So during the time that I was on it, though, I did lose a bunch of weight. My body changed, and I didn't do it on purpose. It was a side effect of the medicine. And that side effect is why it is being prescribed for people for weight loss. I was not prescribed it for weight loss. This is a bigger video. And if people want to hear about this, I will make a video about it. I mean, I probably will anyway, but I want to give people the option to not hear about that in this video. And I'm already rambling longer than I planned on. Shocker, it's me. The 7 months, is that what I said? 7 months. The 7 months that I was on it, and then the first like 4 or 5 months when I was off of it, were mentally, oh my God, some of the hardest times that I've had since I was at my lowest point when I was in my mid-20s. Because things were happening to my body that were not what I wanted. I, before this, have worked for so long, over a decade, since my mid-20s, and I just turned 40, to get to a point where like my mental health was really good. And so I was the healthiest I had ever been and the fattest I had ever been at the same time. And then my body started changing, and it was a really hard time. And I will talk about I call it like my Ozempic year, even though it was like 7 months. And then the time when I got off of it, where I was terrified about having to manage my blood sugar and my whatever. I mean, I wasn't diabetic anymore. I wasn't in range, but anyway, my diabetes basically. Anyway, holy shit. It was the second hardest time in my entire life. And it was really hard because all I heard was like, oh my god, you look amazing. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, I'm trying not to die. And that's why at the beginning of this video, I spend so much time saying I really don't want comments on my body because it is still hard for me to hear that. I don't want, it's not wanted. It's really not wanted. It wasn't wanted before, and it is really not wanted now, and it's not healthy for me to hear it. So I am in a better place now, which is why I can even attempt to make this video and put it out there on the internet for people to see and comment on and potentially not respect my boundaries and say whatever they want. And hopefully those of you who are watching, you're like my friends, right? Like, you're nice, you like me, you want to do what I need, which is not all of those things. Yeah, I don't want to get any more into it. It was really bad. It was a really bad, challenging time for me. And and I got through it, and I'm still here, and I didn't relapse. Well, I am not currently relapsed into my eating disorder, into my over-exercising disorder, or whatever it is. I'm here, and I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm doing pretty well. And yeah, so, but I just want to address this because I look different. I get it. I look really different. Now, what I will say is you're only seeing the top part of me, which has always been the smallest part of me. So I'm gonna stand up and step back and just show you my body to like get it over with, because you're gonna see it eventually anyway when I start talking about this video series that I'm about to make. And I don't want to stress over this anymore. So I'm just gonna show you. I'm still very fat. And I just want to let you know, there have been rumors that I got a secret weight loss surgery, which I absolutely did not. And this is no shade to anyone who gets weight loss surgery. It's not for me. I know that it's not for me. And so it's hurtful that people just made up a rumor. So yeah, so let me show you. I'm still very fat. So look, still very fat, right? When I bend over, look, still very fat. So I'm still me. I'm still fat. From here up, which was already smaller, it looks, especially when you can only see that much, like it looks a lot smaller. So just letting you know, like, the fact that I have to say these things kind of sucks. But I do recognize that I need to say them because people will have questions. I wish that we lived in a world where we just didn't comment on anyone's body ever unless they asked for the comment, but we don't. So yes, my body changed a lot. I didn't want it to happen. The fact that it changed, like, without me wanting it to happen, has been one of the hardest mental health struggles I've had in a very long time, since I was in a place where I didn't want to exist in this world anymore. Yeah. So all of that being said, all right, that was a really long, I'm gonna have to be sure and put the timestamp in here for people who wanted to skip it, because they won't know to skip so far ahead. Anyway, woo! Oh, my face is hot. I've been so nervous to make this video, y'all. So thank you in advance for being like kind and respectful and like respecting my boundaries. I appreciate any well wishes. I appreciate support. Yeah, so let's move on. Let's shake it off. Let's take a big deep breath together. Okay, so let's talk about other things. This is the timestamp. Welcome back. Welcome back to our conversation. If you have skipped the triggering health body portion. So what else has been going on? I have led a bunch of retreats. So when the pandemic started, I had to cancel retreats. I had to reschedule retreats for later that I didn't know if they would actually happen, or if they would keep, if we would actually make the rescheduled date. So the rescheduled ones did happen. What I heard overwhelmingly from people who had signed up was, please don't cancel this. I need something to look forward to. I really want this. I need it. Like, I'm having such a hard time. Please, please, please keep it going. Please don't cancel it. I don't want a refund. I want to come. So I did. And I thought, well, I won't be scheduling any new ones after this. And it was so good. Ooh, those first two rescheduled ones, God, we needed that. It was so hard to be so isolated for so long. And to be in community with folks was a balm. It was so special and so amazing. And they were like, when is the next one? Please tell me you're going to keep going. And so I did. And I've gotten negative feedback from folks who are like, you shouldn't be doing this, during COVID. And then I've gotten feedback that's like, thank you so much for doing this. This is kind of like saving my life right now. Like I'm having such a hard time and everything is so challenging. And I need these things. I need this community. I need this interaction. And so that won. And so I've now run, since the rescheduled ones, I've done 3 more retreats. We did Texas, we did Seattle, we did Portland. And I'm not going to run a retreat for at least the next year, possibly longer than that. And I'm really excited to tell you why, because it has to do with like the big news that I was saying, like the biggest project I've ever even thought about undertaking. And like, I want to take you along with me. But just to wrap up, like, so this one in Portland in January was the last retreat for the foreseeable future, unless, here's my one caveat. I've been kind of working with this company to possibly do an international retreat to Ireland. And if that happens, I will do it because they will handle a lot of the things that I would then spend like a whole year planning and doing, where I really need that time to work on my new exciting big project. And so if that can happen with them and they can meet my demands for accessibility, then I will do it. But other than that, I'm not planning any retreats. And so that last one in Portland was like, we went big. We spared no expense. We went for it. It was the most expensive retreat I've done. We spent so much money. I made the least. I made the least because we kept putting the money back into the budget because we just wanted to like do this and do this. And it was so good. It was such a good way to like kind of go out with a bang for the foreseeable future, right? I will obviously keep running retreats. Anyway, so let me tell you about the 2 big things that are going on in my life. The first, which you're going to start to see videos about like very soon because I've been filming and I need to start editing to put together a video, but I'm hoping to do 1 video a month about this particular thing. So it'll be March, April, and May. So you'll see a 3-part series, and it's about NIA. NIA. So you probably have never heard of NIA before. Most people haven't. NIA is a form of movement that I first tried in the early 2000s. I think, gosh, I don't exactly remember when I tried it out, but I'll talk more about that in the video and I will figure out when I first tried it. But so NIA is a form of movement that is adaptable for all bodies. You can do it standing. You can be like, you can really go big and like be sweating and stuff like that. You can do it in a more chill way. You can do it seated in a chair. You could do it from a wheelchair. You could do it laying down on the ground, and like you could make it work for your body in any way, which I love. So I teach yoga classes and I'm all about options and exploring things in different ways and using props and meeting your body where it is. And I love NIA because it does the same thing. And I don't want to get too bogged down in details because I'm going to have my 3-part series coming out soon. But NIA, I hadn't done in quite a long time because I did like just kind of get away from it for a long time. And I'll talk more about that. But last year they reached out to me, like the NIA headquarters, because there's teachers everywhere, but NIA like HQ reached out to me to like try it out and like give a review so I could like get free access to their online classes, like in exchange for me to like post about it and like give my thoughts. What they didn't know is that I used to do NIA all the time and I love it. And so I was like, OMG, yes. So we did that. And then they were like, well, we're about to do this teacher training. Do you want to partner with us again? And you can take the teacher training for free in exchange for talking about NIA, right? So doing Instagram stories and making this 3-part video series here on YouTube. And I jumped at the chance because I've always wanted to teach NIA. I just never went through with it, and we'll talk about why. And because part of what they want from me is to give feedback on the Nia experience in a larger body, the Nia experience with an eye for accessibility, for diversity. And that's what it needs. And I'm so excited that they want to hear that they asked me to do it. And I love to give my opinion about things. And so, yeah, so I've already started that process, and I've been filming some things. So I'm going to be getting my first video together, and I'll have it by the end of the month. So, oh, wait, no, it's February, March, April, May. So it's a four-part series. Sorry, I forgot about this month. So I'm so excited to talk to you more about Nia and to take you along with me as I go through the teacher training. It's 2 hours every Friday, plus we do an hour-long class on Wednesdays, plus they have open office hours on Thursdays that you can drop by and like discuss the philosophy. And like, it's not just like a superficial kind of thing. Nia is like as intense as like a yoga, as any of these things that have like the philosophy behind it. There's so much work that has gone into it over the last 40 years. It's the same age as me. Over the last 40 years. It's so cool, and it really is for everybody. And I'm so excited to like bring that to more people and help you see that it is for more bodies than just who has traditionally like been seen as the students of Nia, if that makes sense. So oh my gosh, I'm so pumped about that. And then to like have this new offering to be able to offer those classes and like let people try it out. Okay, so that's big update number 1, or I guess number 2 if you count the health stuff. Okay, so number 3 is like the biggest, most exciting thing. And this will definitely be a video series. I will not tell you how many because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a long ass time. And I cannot remember, just, you know, like I can't remember the last time I made a video here. I can't remember if I've told y'all about that. So I'm going to talk to you about it as if I have not told you about it. And if I have, then sorry, I forgot that I told you. Okay, so here's my big announcement. Y'all are getting a lot of jazz hands today. I am moving to West Virginia. Excitement number 1, right? But that's like just the beginning. And oh, another boundary is I have realized since I decided I was going to move to West Virginia and start talking to people about it, people have a lot of assumptions and opinions about West Virginia that usually are founded in nothing. They're founded upon, they're standing on stereotypes, and often like people who have never been to West Virginia, who have no idea how it actually is there, and they just have heard people talk about it. I will not stand for people like talking shit about West Virginia, basically. Every state has its problems. West Virginia has its problems. They've got the legislature there right now is passing some gross transphobic, like horrifying stuff. But so is Florida, and so is Texas, and like even places that are like liberal paradises or whatever. Like look at Oregon, look at Washington. They also have those things happening. I have loved West Virginia for a very long time. I have always wanted to move there. I feel like I was supposed to, well, no, let me not say that, because I do feel like a Texan for sure, but I feel like I'm called to West Virginia. I'm called to Appalachia in general. I cannot fucking wait to move there. I'm so excited. I go there every opportunity that I can. So I'm moving to West Virginia, and I'm really happy about it. And I'm interested in people who live there. Do you live in West Virginia? I'd love to talk to you in the comments. Tell me about it. But if you don't know West Virginia and you just have these like stereotypes, please hold your comments, because that stuff is like really hurtful to people who are from West Virginia or who do love it. And it's not kind, and it's unnecessary. And most of the time it's founded on not actual experience. So more boundary. I'm a boundaries queen in this video. Okay, moving to West Virginia, very excited. No, I do not know when it's going to happen, because it's all kind of predicated upon the most exciting part of this, which is I am going to open a retreat center. I've been doing retreats for a long time. I have learned what is good about retreat spaces, what is bad, what is needed for fat folks, for disabled folks, for people who have limited mobility, and just for people in general, especially those who do not want to be around diet culture and ableism and healthism and all of those things. So I've started the process of a very long process, which if you watch that series, I will tell you all about it, of making that happen. And the reason I'm not going to do any retreats for at least this year, maybe longer, is because I'm dedicating myself to like actually moving forward. And I've taken some really exciting steps, which I will tell you about. Like stuff is happening, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to get into this more, to share things with you, to take you along with me for this roller coaster that I know it's going to be. It's going to be crazy expensive. It's going to be so hard. And I need help. I need people, to help design it, to build it, to find the funding, to promote it. Like I need everything. So seriously, if you live in West Virginia, I want to talk to you. I do have an area, and we'll get into that in that video, but yeah, I'm so excited. I've never felt this confident about anything. Like this will work. If I can just make it happen, it's gonna work. It's gonna make money. It's gonna work. Oh my God. There's no way that it can't, because it's too good. And I have been so thorough so far in like thinking through it. And I'm doing market research and holding focus groups and doing personal interviews. I'm like already starting to talk to people in West Virginia and like getting on their radar and networking. And there's some initiatives where there's going to be money for exactly projects like this, which I'm so excited about. I'm so excited to like provide jobs and like be a good employer and not like take advantage of people. And like, I can't make them form a union, but like, hopefully they do. Hopefully they unionize. Anyway, so Nia and the retreat center, there's going to be video series about that. But along the way, the usual stuff we're going to talk about. I'm going through a whole thing where I'm trying not to spend money. I'm going to talk about that. I'm thinking about doing a video series about that. I'm trying to go through all my craft stuff. Oh, here's I didn't plan on showing you this, but it's just on my desk. What I've been working on currently is this is going to be like the base, like the bottom of a tray, like a basket. So I've been working on this. You can see it's going to be much, much bigger than this, but I'm trying to make the coffee bar section of my kitchen counter look cuter. And I'm not spending money on things like cute coffee trays and like stuff like that. So I'm going to make something, and hopefully it works, and hopefully it looks cute in my kitchen. But if not, I'm having fun making it. And worst case scenario, I will make a really cute tray that I can use for something else. I've been doing a lot of food preservation, which I love to do, some organizing projects, like, all the stuff that I like to do anyway. So I know this has already been long. I need to stop. But those are the things I'm going to talk to you about. Health stuff, the changes with my body, Nia, and I don't know why I'm like a cheerleader. Retreat center. So that's what you can expect coming from me in the near future. Thank you so much for listening to my boundaries and respecting them. Thank you for being here. If you are still here after all this time that I haven't been posting videos, thank you so much for being here. I really want to have that again. I missed y'all. I miss the interactions and stuff like that. But yeah, I just couldn't handle making videos. Like the pandemic was so hard, and I just didn't have the capacity to like also make these videos. And then with the health stuff, as I said, it was one of the hardest times of my entire life. But I'm back. I am back. I'm back, and I'm excited to be here and to share my life with you again. I hope that you're doing well. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed my ramble and my little catch up, and I will see you really, really soon. Okay, bye.